I spent over a month feeling like I was dying. Turns out the illness wasn't even mine. Hi, my name is Brandy Miller, psychic medium, energy healer, and teacher of all things spirit. From almost the moment that my client booked, now looking back, I realized that symptoms started. They started slow and then progressed over time. And this time period was about a little over a month. But I personally have nerve issues in my bladder and in my legs due to a hysterectomy that I had in 2020. They sliced my bladder in the process, leaving me with permanent nerve damage. So I often have bladder spasms and then a crawling sensation in my legs and sometimes pain from it. And at different parts of my life, it's better or worse than others, sometimes with no rhyme or reason. So when these symptoms started, the first thing I had was that tingling, numbness of legs, and I had difficulty sleeping. Again, that's a normal thing. As the days and the weeks went on, I had other work, I had other clients, I actually had a really big gallery. That's where I go in front of a group of people and bring through spirit. So I had all of this in the meantime, and spirit never came through with these symptoms. Not once did I really think that it was spiritual symptoms, but they continued to get worse to the point where at night when I got up, I felt like a 90-year-old. My whole entire body hurt, it ached, my eyes were blurry. Pain, this is like weeks of it now, where I felt like my muscles were pulling away from the bones in my leg. It hurt so bad to the point where I ended up borrowing my elderly friend's lipidemia machine for my legs because I was in between insurance, and in my mind I'm like, as soon as I get my insurance straight, I have to go to the doctor, but I don't even know where to start because it's everything. Mind you, I have really strong boundaries with spirit, and I work with my spirit team every day. So not once did my spirit team say, hey, we have a solution to your problems. But every night I was doing self-healing, I was talking to my guides, and anyway, I just felt like it was my own, and I felt like I was really, really sick, that I had something severely wrong, and I was scared. So the morning of November 11th, I woke up. I was in quite a haze, a bit confused, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take my time getting up and getting ready. I don't have anything today. As far as any clients, I had pickup for my son later, and I had other work to do. So I took my time and ate breakfast and was intentional about just like soaking up the good feels. I had some coffee, and I got an urgent message from one of my clients saying, hey, oh my God, is everything okay? Are you almost here? What? What? And so I panicked and I ran and got my calendar. I'm like, I have an appointment at 11 o'clock. It is like 11:15. And I panicked because I'm never late for a client. If I do have to reschedule, I try to do it at least 48 hours ahead of time, but that's rare, unless there's some type of emergency, but I haven't had an emergency. And normally I am there a bit early so I can sit out in the car and just breathe and focus. So I'm so confused. I get on the phone with her and I'm like, I am so sorry. I am so out of it. I realize you may have taken off some time from work. What can we do? I won't be able to get over there until probably like 1:30 at this point because I still have to get ready. And I was just like out of it. And so she was a bit bummed, which I understand. And she said, I was hoping to do it at 11 o'clock. It's 11:11. I was hoping to do it at 11 o'clock. And I said, okay, let's shoot for 1:11 on the 11th. And I said, because, of you understanding or being so just patient with this, I would love to also give you an energy healing session at another time to say, thank you, and I'm sorry for wasting your time. So I showed up at 1:11 and just thanked her again for understanding, and we sit down and start the session, and my symptoms are just horrible. And so finally I realized that it might be spirit. After over a month, like I want to say a month and a half, but I think it was a little less than a month and a half. But this whole time, not once did I go, oh, this is spirit related, because it was so physically real in my body. And I had other sessions, and I was talking to spirit. I have good boundaries, which is so important as a medium. You don't always want to be open. I don't want to be open on my day-to-day. I don't want to feel these things as I'm trying to live life. My boundaries with spirit are pretty tight, and it's once I'm in front of your loved one, my client, you can make me feel these things, but as soon as I say it, you have to release. You cannot stay with me, you cannot follow me around, you cannot like get away. So I started to tell the woman that I don't know what's going on with me. I'm just really confused, and I feel like I'm in a haze, and my eyes feel like, I don't know, they're blurry. My body hurts. My body hurts. It feels very stiff in some areas, and then it aches and has a lot of pains in other areas. And at this point, as I'm about to say the next thing, I'm like, oh, and your aunt is here. And your aunt is here, and it feels like my muscles are being pulled away from the bone. It just hurts, and it feels like she dealt with this for so long that by the time they figured out what she had, her mental faculties were gone, and she didn't even know who you were anymore. And my client was shocked. And she said, yes, that's my aunt. She had multiple sclerosis, and everything you described down to a T is what she dealt with. And no, it took them a long time to figure out what she had, what her illness was. And by the time that they figured out what it was, she didn't even know who I was. I'm sorry, what? I've been living with multiple sclerosis for a month and a half? My mind was blown. My mind was blown. And then I was, after the session, so we finished up, I definitely brought through other validations, of her aunt, and other loved ones came through. It was a beautiful, beautiful session. And I'm so grateful she's allowed me to share this with you. But after I left, I was so mad. And I talked to Spirit. I talked to my guides. And I said, why? Like, could you not have just come to me and said, I have multiple sclerosis? Is it that difficult? Which they don't normally talk to me that way anyway, so I already know better. And they said I would not have gotten it. I would not have understood what the disease is, what the illness is, what she went through. And being able to report it that way to her loved one made all the difference. And now you know what it feels like. Okay, so maybe make me feel it for a minute and not a month and a half. And so I had a conversation. I'm like, I can't do that anymore. I will not do that anymore. But this is my experience, and it's wild, and I continue to shift and work with Spirit with my boundaries because I don't want to feel this stuff all the time. What are some wild things that you've experienced? Put them in the comments below. Be sure to like this video, like my page, and I have some upcoming classes here in Lincoln, and I may just do some online over Zoom as well if you're ready to tap into your intuition or your abilities.